we're going to have Nina Kotova, and she's going to tell us about Russian superstitions. Thank you, Nina.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nina Kotova. I'm from Russia, and I want to talk about Russian superstitions. But first of all, I want to talk about some facts about Russia in format like, do you know about Russia? The first one is, it doesn't work. Why?
Point it over here at the computer. Point it at the computer.
Yes, okay, for me. No. Okay, there. Okay. Russia is the biggest country in the world, and its territory is larger than the dwarf planet Pluto. It's next. Yeah, maybe I use, maybe it's what? Oh, thank you. But
forward is the one on the right.
yes, but
And point it over here.
yes, it's good.
Point
Yes.
here.
Point here.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about it. Yeah, and some illustration about this, that Russia is so huge and so enormous country that Pluto, I don't know actually it's a planet or not, Flagstaff, maybe don't decide it at all, but it's fact. And if every single human on Earth were to move to Russia, each of us would have around 2 and 5 square kilometers of land, and that's why it's so enormous. About second fact, that Russia drinks 3 juice. This one is birch tree juice, and some photos illustrated that this type of juice is very not common in other cultures. Yeah, some illustrations. Third one, that Russia is located across 9 time zones, and how we see it's on Russian, but about colors in the zone, and it has 9. Moscow and Vladivostok, where it's +9. It's a very huge territory. It's like between Moscow, it's the left one, and between +9, it's a 9,770 kilometers. That's a lot. It's a 7 days by train. The last one of the facts is the closest point of distance between borders of the US and Russia is less than 4 kilometers, and some illustrations about it. That only 2 islands, and it's less 4 kilometers between, and that's why you can see from Alaska, from island Russia, and both this, and some illustration of it. And it's between Bering Strait. Yeah, about second one, I want to talk about my native town, some photos, because I lived a lot of time in Moscow, capital of Russia, but my native town is situated, if you see the map of Russia, I live there, near Black Sea, and it's a huge territory. It's my personal region where is my town situated. The name of my town is Novorossiysk. It's a Kosnovsky Khailak region and Russia. And it's a major Russian port of the Black Sea, and is now one of the largest producers of cement in Russia. It's not whole city to tourism, I think. But I have some nice photos of my town. It's not like San Francisco, but I like this. Yeah, some. Of course, it's a study of woman who they buy her husband with child. Yeah, and about superstitions. How is it? The first one is split or attached wood. And Russians believe in evil eye that brings bad luck or trouble, and they a lot of fear it. And somebody is telling you about potential success, is that if there's no wood to touch, Russian will tap on their head. Maybe they think they have wood head. In order to avoid putting the curse on something, Russia will knock on wood like this and spit 3 times over their left shoulder, or do both. And if you don't want to spit, you can always mimic the sound by saying "kut-kut-kut," something like this. And it's against bad luck or any curse. And some illustrations about knocking. The next one is no fewer, no feather. In response to the traditional Russian vision of ni puha, ni pera, it's about good luck. If you answer like thank you, it's not good answer. Because you should answer к черту, to hell with it. It's every time. This construction we use when we have some exam or some complicated presentation like mine now about my English. And some illustrations, it's like no fear, no feather, and it's exam, and he has to answer к черту like this. Yes. Good. The next one is about sitting. One second. Sitting down before going a long trip. All members of family or another group, friends for example, should sit down in silence, even if not everyone is traveling. This doesn't have to be for a long time, like 30 seconds, 1 minute. And it's also a good opportunity to make sure you have everything you need for your journey. And when I went to another city, Moscow, from Novorossiysk, my native town, my family sitting around me, 13 seconds, is like, you have to go, you can go now. And some illustrations about it, and some cats. The next one is don't turn back if you've forgotten something. The act of returning to your home house is seen as bad luck. And if you want to go, I mean that you forgot something, or I mean check something, iron, you should look in the mirror and sometimes show tongue for yourself. It's like, and it means that you are any bad luck or any curse. And yeah, from Soviet. Yeah, and I have some questions. I mean, Chris, in the first slide, I had some in my presentation, and some of them is on presentation. For example, what does spilled salt lead to? Salt leads to a quarrel, and it's not a very good sign. I mean, it's very, very bad sign. And the next one is the most bad sign, the baddest sign. What will happen if you break a mirror? Broken mirror leads to 7 years of misery or 7 disasters. Third one, to break the dishes is a good or bad sign. I know that in a lot of cultures, for example, in Greece it's for good luck, like in Russia it's very, I mean, maybe international superstitions. What should be done before the leaving if you are going a long journey? Well, I talked about it, that you should sit like 1 minute and calm down and be in silence. 5, if you're a person in love, what is food he looked like according to legend? Every time is somebody in love, the food was very salty. I mean, every time you say, oh, you are felt in love with somebody. 6-1, I told it in my presentation. What does it mean by saying spit? It's like 3 times by left shoulder against bad luck and not pure the evil eye in you. And the last one, what you should do if you forgot something at home and you have to back, you should say in the mirror, and every time mirror is in a house near a door, that you can come to your home and you have to exit and to see it. Right. And I have some photos of Russia and other portions. I mean that Russia is beautiful. It's a monastery in old town, Old Ladoga, and I think it's very beautiful. The next one is Moscow, the Red Kremlin, and the biggest shop in Moscow. And this one is in Moscow too, is the Cathedral of Savior in Moscow. And this one, the most, I mean, popular lake, the purest water in the world is Baikal, the purest water. Yes, and thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.